What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, I wanted to talk about the reward card printing because, again, it's a little bit of an open rumor since the first town hall of the year that we may get a proposal to completely shut these off in favor of the Soulbound reward cards when those go live, hopefully later this month. Again, we don't know when that'll come in exactly, but January or end of January was the date. And as you can see here, we are at 98.3%, 98.4% for some of these common cards with the end of the season coming up very soon. So this is probably going to jump up a little bit more. I can't imagine that they would want to go, well, we're going to have one end of season mid-January, and then we'll probably have another end of season at the end of January. And I would assume that they would want to get it in by the end of that second season, right? Or the upcoming season, just in case these all run out and we all get stuck with vampire bats, right? Or whatever the other common cards that pop up here. Ever Hungry Skull, Vampire Bats, Murdampier, and Bloodmaker. Either way, though, what I wanted to focus on was the discrepancy on the old cards versus the new cards, because I know many people have probably been stocking up on a lot of cards for whatever reason, right? Maybe for your account, for extra accounts, for renting out, for your bots, whatever the case is. And so I was trying to see, especially with the legendaries, because I think this is where we'll see the largest discrepancy. And what I mean by that is, like, we're at 98% print rate for a lot of the commons versus 41% for the new commons. And then you see 85 to 40% for the rares. Epics are 82% to 36, but this is where the full discrepancy is, right? So you have your legendaries, the old legendaries like Jin O'Shaughnessy, Jin Bilgeka, Heartclaw at 66%, and then only 17% for the new ones, which are Jared Scar, Countess Sinesh, and Venator Kinjo, which I believe all of them are quite essential. Now, I don't have a maxed out version of any of them. Actually, no, I think I have a maxed out version of Countess Sinesh now, but I need to work on getting my Jared Scar maxed out and my Venator Kinjo, which I think I only have one BCX that I've gotten in a chest. So hopefully that's not a bad omen for what we can expect with Soulbound reward cards. But the point that I was trying to make is, well, how many maxed copies can we get if this thing gets shut off today, right? And I'm saying today with I know there's going to be a couple more end of seasons and a full other season beyond that, but I'm just curious to see what it would look like, again, roughly. So I'm using this total BCX printed here, and you have, let's go with Jin O'Shaughnessy, which is the highest right now, at least in total BCX printed, or at least regular cards circulating, 66.8. So we'll just say 133, 615, divide this by 11 BCX to have a maxed copy, right? So now we are looking at 12,000 maxed out Jin O'Shaughnessy's. That is the maximum amount that we'll have. 12,000, maybe 12,500 by the end of next season. And again, how many players are playing in Diamond? I don't think that there's actually that many players playing in Diamond, but this is assuming every single BCX is up for that level. If we change it to gold, what is it? 133,615 divided by 6. That allows for 22,000 players in gold to have a maxed gold copy. And I would say with the amount of bots that are out there, amount of bots that are probably stretching up from silver, this starts to get significant, because keep in mind, this is 1/10 of the current, daily active user base. And sure, you might look at the daily active user base and say, well, those are bots. Most of them are bots. They're probably just playing one or two splinters and they just, farm their way up to the top. Fair enough. But either way, as we get more people into the game over time, or more bots into the game, however you want to look at it, there's just less and less of these Jin O'Shaughnessy's to go around. But let's go back to the other number. We have 133,615 divided by 11. So that's 12,000. Now here's where it gets interesting, because you take someone like Jared Scar. Actually, let's do Venator Kinjo, because I believe that has the most. So 35,591 divided by 11. And this thing is significantly less. Now, there are only 3,200 maxed copies available. So with the last video that I posted about the reward cards, I'm not trying to get you to FOMO in or to ape in. because there's still a ton of them out there right now. And I think the player base is definitely tapped out. The player base is definitely disengaged, or many players are disengaged. So, it's not like I think that these are going to go up right away, but I am saying that if you want to play at the highest levels, just take a look at the numbers. I think it's interesting that there will probably only be like 3,000 to 3,500, or we'll just round it up to like 3,500 maxed copies of these new legendary cards: Jared Scar, Countess Sinesh, and Venator Kinjo. If we want to go down to the epics, let's look at Revealer and Tidebiter. Now, Revealer I don't use very much, but whenever it gets used against me, I always seem to lose, so I feel like it's pretty good. But Tidebiter I do use all the time, and that's 293, 992. Divide that by 46 for maxed copy, and now we're looking at only 6,300 maxed copies. Again, I don't know how many players are playing currently in Champion and Diamond. Of course, Champion is going to be very little, but Diamond is significant. And then if we take that 293, 992 divided by 32 for max gold, that's only 10,000. Am I doing that right? Yeah, that is only 10,000 players available in max gold. Wait, something doesn't seem right there. 6. Yep. Oh no, I guess that's it. Yeah. So that's all that you would need to play at max gold is 9, or that's all that would be available is less than 10,000, which is less than 5% of the current player base or daily active users, which has recently again popped up over 200,000. So I don't think the bots are going anywhere. That might be another video. I'm going to watch it for a couple more days. Okay. So just to give you another idea here, let's just go down to the commons as well, and I'll give you those final numbers. So we may reach all the way up, so I'm just going to do the full 8 million, right? If we do get those printed between now and the end of the month. So you divide that by 400, and that is 20,000 players, right? Now you can see that at 40% here, or I can already do this in my head, but I'll just, for the fun of it, 325,937 divided by 400 is going to give you roughly 40% of that, which is about 8,000 max copies of the new common cards. Again, I don't know how many players are playing at the highest levels, but I do think that 8,000 is quite significant if we're all trying to get to Diamond Plus. Again, we can do the 3325937 divided by 220, which is the maxed for gold. And again, we are at 15,000, which is a significantly small number when we are talking about the player base being in the hundreds or 200,000 range. So again, gold is probably where I would look at these numbers. Again, I'm sharing legendary because I'm sharing maxed diamond copies because that is the maximum amount. If everything got combined, that would be the maximum amount we would have. But gold is probably a better barometer of where we can expect, and those numbers are still relatively small. So I'm not, again, this is not to get you to ape into anything. I'm not FOMOing into anything, but I have started dollar cost averaging into whichever cards I don't have maxed yet. And I'm not trying to get like a bunch of extra copies of anything. I am just trying to max out my copies or whatever I need and go from there. So like I said, I still need a couple. I'm not trying to get anybody to ape in. I hope the market can stay just quiet a little bit longer while I go through and grab these. But keep in mind, a rumor, even if it's an open rumor, is still just that. And a rumor would need to turn into a proposal that would need to get passed by 2/3 of the player base. So what am I talking about? The proposal or, rumored proposal that would come in to shut these down. If that proposal doesn't come in, or if that proposal does come in and gets voted down, well, then you have nothing to worry about. We're going to be having we're going to be getting these cards in chests for the next year and a half based on how slow they're going, right? Like I think Harklaw, Jin O'Shaughnessy, and Jim Bilshaw have all been in the in the mix now for 18 months, and we're only at 66%. So you can imagine we probably have another 8 months to go for these guys, and way longer for Jared Scar, Countess Sinesh, and Venator Kinjo. So in the idea or in the spirit of scarcity and creating scarcity, especially with an overprint of cards, I think many people might agree. I'm probably going to end up voting for it if it does come through. So sharing these numbers with you, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.